6 years old correcting my mother's English. I'm 6 years old ironing the word mommy out of my hair and tongue. At age 11, I write a speech about how to pronounce my name. Gleams. Afterward, a boy comes up to me and says, I'm just going to call you Z. I stare at him and then realize my name has now become a full-on apology. Teachers used to say, your name is just like your behavior. Unforgettable. In school, I always learned about names that were much farther than the ones closer to my own. As if Madame, Yamazawa, or Acevedo were much harder to pronounce than Michelangelo, Kowalski, Eisenhower, as if our names were made up of barbed wire strips of the land that they were meant to conquer in the first place. You see, I like to think of names as orgasms. You see, 2 is great, but you see, 3 is a blessing. Esperanza, Milagro, Aguilera, Gladys, Teresa, Igaldo. You see, I like to think of names that mean business, that introduce themselves like, hello, my name is Rosario Martinez Lopez. Very nice to meet you. But you can call me Rosa la Flaca. But don't forget the Ita, hey? You see, I learned about the word honor in 3rd grade. It was in Mr. Ham's class. But you see, it was then that I learned that the word honor was something that I had to earn, unlike my name. So I took the word honor and my name and I put them together. And then I realized that my name would be something completely different. You see, when I was 10 years old, nobody could pronounce my name. I guess it's what you get used to when all your friends happen to be white. In Latin American cultures, one's name holds great significance. Last names in particular serve as vestiges of one's family pride and honor. However, in America, such names act as a point of hindrance rather than a point of pride. Multiple studies showcase the correlation between Latinx-sounding names and decreased job, housing, and even educational opportunities. Many Latinx face the conflict then between preserving their honor and pride, or having to choose acceptance or even survival. Nowhere has this become more pronounced to me than in forensics, where Latinx names are regularly mispronounced, and often judges and tournament directors grow offended when corrected. And of all the communities, we should be the ones taking a stand against these microaggressions. So, through the poetry, Names by Jessica Salgado and Aman Batran, Unforgettable by George Yamazawa, Madame Pages, and Elizabeth Acevedo, When You Say My Name by Zachary Caballero, and for the girls with long names by Angelica Maria Aguilera. A poetry program. Because my name should matter, no matter what language it's in. You see, my parents named me Elizabeth, but honestly, I always hated the name Elizabeth because it reminded me of some young old white woman. You see, being young and Latina, I always struggled to make the connection between my background and assimilation. You see, I liked the names, so at 10 years old, I stopped caring about what my name sounded like. It sounded like white noise, white drownness, white sins. You see, I started realizing that yes, every time people would mispronounce my name, I would just laugh and stand there and be like, yes, my name is very Mexican. This is what I learned to assimilate with being brown. And in America, you see, when you're a brown girl growing up and nobody can pronounce your name, you start to realize, and you start to question yourself how you belong in this world in the first place. You ask yourself how your name fits in this world. Jessica mi corazón, Jessica mi vida. You ask yourself, how can anyone call you anything if your own dead father couldn't do it in the first place? You see, I always wanted a name that set the bar high, that went sky high, flying through the skies. A name that fit, pampered for a princess, a queen. But my parents ended up with the name Elizabeth, a name fit for a princess, a name beautiful as a queen, a name easily washed down by milk. The first time that I hear Melania Luisa Martes tell me her name, I cannot tell whether she is singing to me or telling me what to call her. You see, I always pictured how God took our one-page script and turned it into these beautiful titles. I always started asking myself exactly what it meant to be part of these beautiful names. You can just call me Caballero. But you see, I didn't realize that when I would let people just call me anything, I was letting them shave my honor and not realizing what it meant. Because you see, I started to realize that my name is where my honor is. So grandfather, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all the times that I never decided to correct anyone when it came to correcting my last name. I'm sorry for all the times that no one ever corrected themselves or I ever corrected anyone and I just let them drag your honor through my name. Because you see, I've started to realize that my name is exactly where my honor lays. And it is the one thing that can't be taken away from me. At 23, I changed the spelling of my name to be like El Salvador. But you see, every time I go to work and I introduce myself to a white woman, she gets offended when I correct her about how to pronounce my name. Calls me complicated because she says that my name is too much work to pronounce, as if I should apologize for every single syllable and the work that it takes to say my name in the first place. You see, my name is the one thing that was given to me, and it's the only thing that I have to call my own. You see, I wanted a name that set the bar high, that had Dominican hills rising, campesinos rising. You see, I wanted a name that tumbled and somersaulted into the room. But you see, it went from Elizabeth to Liz. Because in America, the one thing we start to care about is accessibility. So slowly we start to see how our names are shaved and pride is taken out of it. Because in America, there isn't an emphasis in family like in Latin America. There's an emphasis on the white man's accessibility. But why? Why must I have to go into every conversation letting anyone just say my name and their name however they choose to? You see, I can't go into every conversation speaking in Spanish. But the one thing that I can do is hold on to my name, because my name is where my honor is. My name is the only thing that was given to me because it was taught to me in the language that I first learned how to love. So please, for the last time, asking one thing. Say my name right, or don't say it at all.